Hi everyone, this is Sharon from Designed by Sharon Lee, and I have a new journal to show you. The cover is made with corrugated cardboard. I've reinforced this cover with like craft text so that it's not it doesn't become thin because I've peeled away the paper. I've also reinforced this um, hole for my ribbon so that everything is pretty strong. And as you can see, I've put a chair on the front of it, and if you can really see, hopefully you can see really well, that there is a dog sitting on the chair peeking between the back there. I've also put on this vintage um, doily. It goes around to the back. It measures 8.5 by 5, so it's a nice size book. I've tied it with some um, seam binding that I've dyed with vintage photo, um, so you can see that it closes pretty good. But when I open it, it's a pretty excuse me, chunky book. It is a one signature book. It has 49 surfaces. Most of the pages are for journaling, and you will see that as I open the book. One of the things that I did with this book was something different. I made pages out of pages. In that, I glued some ripped out pages together to make the whole page just printed page. And then I covered them with pockets and pictures and all kinds of laces. And here you can see there's a pocket here, and in that pocket I put some tags, and behind the tags are places to write. I think I have to look to see, but I think there's three tags in here. And here's another page that I've covered with lace. And let me see if I can dull down it a little bit um, with laces. And here's a little envelope with tags in it. And then here's another pocket down here with tags in it. And turn the page, and you'll see that this side is a page that I've glued together to make a whole page. And then this is parchment paper that I print out on. I love this paper. It's probably about 24, 26 weight on it. It looks like coffee dyed paper, but it isn't. It's just parchment paper. I did some stamping on that for journaling. And then here's a printed journal page digital page that I had found in my collection. And this is coffee dyed paper. And I put a little banner over the top. I got this, I got this little metal die, and I just loved it. So here's one of them. And this is coffee dyed paper for journaling. This lifts up. And then here's the other side of that. It's two die cuts that I put together as just a decoration. And here's a music sheet that I glued all together to make one page. And it has pockets with that one. Of course, you can't journal behind. This one you can. It's a postcard. Oops, you can't. This is this is a book that you can journal inside. And I'm going to turn the page. There's the other side of that. And this this particular, let me put the book down, let me show you. This particular page, you can't journal on, but I thought it was interesting, so I put it in. It's a copy of a $3 vintage piece of paper that I don't know what size it would have been, but this is the size I got. So I wanted that in there. It's interesting little thing to have inside. And then this page is little verses about little girls. And this was the one has the one, a little girl with a curl in the middle of her forehead. And it opens up for journaling and journaling on this side. And then this is another journaling page, coffee dyed paper with a little, says admit one, and then there's 3 little children there. And this is some ledger paper. Now this ledger paper is some that I found on the internet. I think it's Pinterest. It was free, and this image. So I took it and I copied it so that it would copy on both sides of my parchment paper. So now I have an unlimited supply of this ledger paper that I can size. This is another one of my pasted together pages, and made pockets and put lots of goodies in the pockets for journaling and for interest. And you can see the printed page behind this. And there's the other side of that printed page with pockets, goodies inside. This is coffee dyed paper with a little lace edge. And this is another piece of ledger paper that I found that I copied on both sides. So now I have that also in my collection on my computer that I can access and make different sized paper. This is coffee dyed paper with just an image and lace on the side. And this is an image I found, and I put that out so it's a fold out and you can write on this side. So that's just kind of pretty and cute. Somebody falling off a bicycle, that's not cute, but the image itself is really neat. And then this is another page that I created out of, let me see if I can show you a little bit better, printed paper. And this one is just 2 sheets pasted together, and then in the middle is the seam. And every seam that I did, I made sure that it was pretty strong to take the stitching. So it's probably doubled or tripled in some cases. And this is another one of those vintage money things that I put in the book. $50 bill. Okay, now here's the other side of that page. And here's another ledger paper, copied on both sides. Here's coffee dyed paper with the banner. Like journaling, just an image here to sing your song, lace. Oops. And this is the parchment paper that I copied that onto. Coffee dyed paper, another pasted image. Let's see if you can see some of the way I pasted that together. As you can see that there's probably I used 4 pages of the Reader's Digest pages, and then I would put a pocket on the side or in the middle, or here in this case it's 2 pockets. And they're pretty sturdy pockets. And I did use imaging. In fact, these 2 images here came from cards that I cut with my Sizzix, and so that I had a couple images there. This is an image from the internet page. I don't know where I got it from, but I printed it on parchment paper. So it has kind of like a crinkle to it too. There's coffee dyed paper, and some ledger paper, coffee dyed paper, and every one of these lifts up so you can write underneath them. Some ledger paper, the middle envelope with the stitching, and then some coffee dyed paper in the center of that. And then we go on to that image and that on parchment paper. The parchment paper I buy from Walmart. It's a less expensive than buying it in Staples. You get 80 sheets for something like $8. So I think it's a good buy, and I love to put it in my books because I like the texture, I like the strength. So more coffee dyed paper. This one doesn't have a banner on it, so it doesn't matter. Here's a ledger, coffee dyed paper. An imaged paper on parchment. Another pocket page made out of printed paper. And I like to I covered up a lot of the images because the words were okay, but I just didn't want to, unless they were really all about something sweet and nice. But you know, all printed pages aren't about sweet and nice things. So this I found that image in the train in Reader's Digest, and I thought I'd leave it there. And this is the little train ticket that I've had in my collection. Family collection right here, and this is 20 shillings. So I put that in, and you can write on the back of that if you'd like to. And that goes just behind that slanted band. Coffee dyed paper. This is some parchment paper, but I had the dog in the front. I wanted to put the dog in the chair and just kind of put that silly little thing in there. I love dogs. There's more journaling, coffee dyed paper, ledger paper, one of those pages that I've glued together, and put lace on, and the little bicycle image, and put some interesting tags. I have a lot of interesting tags that are in my collection, so I thought this is the book I'm going to put them in. So here we go. It's a very, very neat book, I think. And this one I stamped on the pocket of the pages that I glued together to make a page. I may do that again in some more books, but I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I sat here with my my mat that has all the grid lines on it for inches, and made my 8.5 by 10 inch paper, and sat there and glued down the pages so they would fit. Here's a music sheet again. I don't know if it's again or not. Yeah, it is again. And you can see the pockets that I put together with the sheets. Folded a page in the bottom, put a side one in so it could have tuck spots and make it interesting, put an image on it. This is my old Virginia home, my old Virginia home music. That was kind of neat. And then this one I made a little envelope and just attached it with a paper clip. coffee dyed paper, German paper, parchment paper that I stamped. Here is the image, the last image, and you can see that I've made double pockets here. That with the slant. See, just 4 pieces of paper glued together, and I put my pockets on. And I stained everything. I stained it all to make it look very vintagey. And here's the last page. Put a pocket up here, pocket here, and then there's a pocket down here. Put something up in there. So it's a little secret area. Not really secret because you can see the little tag. But anyway, this is the corrugated book that I made. I'm going to call it Dog in the Chair Book, and it'll be for sale on my Etsy store, www.designedbysharonlee. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you'll check that box on the bottom and subscribe to me. And thank you so much again, and God bless your day.